How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another RC in Motion video. Today we will be reviewing the P601. How's it going, guys, and welcome back. Today we bring to you the final review and final thoughts on the P601. This is an electric based brushed motor crawler that includes a 1500 milliamp hour 7.4 LiPo battery. This crawler is a 6x6, meaning that all wheels spin at the same time. If we start from front to rear, you can see that this vehicle will greet you with a nice 3-link suspension all around. The axles are portal style axles. If you know what portal style are, they're pretty much worm gears in the top and they match up to the gear in the middle. If we move front to rear, you can see the transmission is mounted sideways, unlike what you've seen from other companies. This transmission is a 2-speed transmission, meaning you can drive in high or in low. Now the wheelbase on this truck is 280 millimeters. The wheel track itself is 205 millimeters. Now the runtime on this vehicle, according to the company, is about 12 minutes with a charge time of 3.5 hours. Now I was able to balance the LiPo in less time and actually run more time. It actually was able to run about 36 minutes. The suspension on this vehicle is one of plastic shocks, and they have fairly soft springs on them, but you are able to adjust the suspension by the use of preloaders or spacers to achieve your suspension stiffness or softness. The chassis is a plastic style chassis with metallic braces towards the end, as you can see. The battery compartment is located at the rear for you to balance out the weight distribution and your center of gravity. The bumpers as well on this truck are plastic and of a heavy composite or a thicker composite, which doesn't allow it to receive any scratches that easy. The tires and wheels, on the other hand, are of a remake or copy of the Proline flat irons. When taken apart, these wheels are 3 pieces, meaning one is a whole and just the outer rings itself. The foam inside is a soft, thin layer foam that just covers the inside of the tire. Now the body, on the other hand, is very detailed, very scaled and specific. It has the hard plastic mirrors, it has light covers up in the front on the hood, and it also has a nice rear tire rack and roll cage. It also includes the light bar, and it has some nice flares on the side of the tires. Now when it comes to pros and cons, I would have to say that with this truck you get an awesome, amazing amount of runtime. Although advertised for 12 minutes, you get a full whopping 36 minutes of runtime. Another great thing to point out is that you get a lot of wheel speed on the low end and the top end under acceleration. There's no bogging down of the motor or ESC, although I recommend you break it in before running it. There are not that many pros because, again, this is a overseas product that has a lot of flaws. The servo for a 6x6 is really weak. It tends to slow down and be unresponsive. It's real slow for a type of vehicle like this. So that servo has to go. Another thing is that the entire chassis is plastic, giving you a lot of chassis flex when it's unnecessary or unneeded. That being said, you will get stuck at some points, and because of that chassis flex, you will not be able to crawl properly or go over any obstacles like you thought you wanted. Another thing is that with the transmission, you have to upgrade it to run the 2 speeds. If not, you're going to have to actually switch it every single time if you want to switch from high to low. With the drive shafts, right out of the box, they are like butter. They will bend and twist under acceleration and hard braking. Now, I did this several times to test it and see how much or how far could I go. Well, after the first acceleration test and brake, they were already twisting and bending. So I'd suggest you put some type of stick or a piece of pipe right in the middle to prevent them from twisting any farther. Now, right out the box, this truck, which is ready to run, and I will emphasize on ready to run, is that the suspension is not set up ready to run. With this suspension, you would have to take them all apart and add oil to every single shocks. Now, the front I found had somewhat of an oil, but it was constantly leaking. Now, the tires, as I mentioned, are a Proline replica of the flat irons. They state they're 1.9, but in reality, it's more of a 2.2 diameter. These tires are terrible on grip, and they will slip and slide, as you can see in the video, instead of gripping and grabbing and crawling. Now, the big question that you might be asking yourself is this truck worth it? That's a big no. It's not worth the $236. It's not worth the $100. Now, as a Christmas gift, for a beginner, for a child, I'd say go ahead. For the avid, hobbyist, enthusiast, hardcore, scaler, crawler, basher, I would say a big no. You would have more headaches than fun, actually. You can actually find a better kit for the amount that this goes for on the web and actually make it a better crawler. With this, I see just enthusiasts and hobbyists spending more money on the upgrades or on the add-ons than actually having fun. Now, for this truck, I would rate it a 5 out of 10 because it comes with a lot of headaches, a lot of things you have to do before you actually run it, and it's not worth spending the money or time to do. It's a cool piece to have nonetheless, but I would not suggest it to a avid RC crawler or RC scaler or RC rock bouncer. But I would suggest this as a Christmas gift. Someone that you love and you want to introduce them to the hobby, they can just bang this thing around and not have to worry about breaking any parts or upgrading any parts. They'll have fun and they'll enjoy it, even if it's in their backyard, front yard, or wherever. Hope that with this video and review, I was able to answer most of your questions regarding the HG P601 from Hengguan. Any other questions you have about this kit or rig, feel free to comment down below and watch the other videos, the unboxing and the run video of this truck if you haven't. Stay tuned for more updates. Thank you for subscribing and thank you for liking my videos.